Affectionately known as Yo-Yo, Yolanda Griffith is a 6'3" center that was a force in women's basketball for over a decade. In this specific era, she was actually able to play for both the ABL and the WNBA, the two major women's pro leagues in the USA. Yolanda Griffith grew up in Chicago, Illinois. Her senior year at George Washington Carver High School, she was named First Team Parade All-American. She was offered a scholarship to the University of Iowa, but couldn't attend due to the birth of her daughter. This is where the admiration really begins. She had her daughter and continued pursuing her dreams by attending Palm Beach State College, playing well enough to transfer to a Division II school. In the very early 90s, women's professional leagues were really only overseas, so she joined the league in Germany, playing for the DJK Wildcats. So she spent a handful of seasons playing away from her family, but able to pay the bills doing what she loved. And like most overseas players, she was easily wooed back stateside with the promise of women's pro leagues that would cease the need to travel and play outside of the US. Griffith had the opportunity to play for the ABL or the WNBA, being offered the chance to be in either draft. She chose the ABL. While the main reasoning can be pointed to the higher salaries, much higher salaries, the ABL also had a lot of the top talent. They had most of the players off the USA Olympic team, a plethora of overseas players, top college players, and they got the jump on the WNBA starting in 1996 instead of 1997. Yo-Yo was selected first overall in the 1997 ABL draft. She went to the Long Beach Stingrays. In their only season, Yo-Yo led the Stingrays to the finals and was named the Defensive Player of the Year for the 97-98 ABL season, as well as the All-ABL First Team. She finished second in the ABL's 1998 MVP voting, and when the Long Beach franchise folded, she was dealt to the expansion team, the Chicago Condors, being able to play for her hometown. This had to be such a sweet spot in her career, as she would only be there briefly, with the entire league folding at the end of 1998. She left the ABL 5th all-time in points, 2nd in blocks, 2nd in steals, 1st in rebounding, just dominating the league. This made the decision particularly easy for the Sacramento Monarchs to select her 2nd overall in the 1999 WNBA draft. While a handful of players were playing in both leagues, 1999 saw the bulk of the folded ABL go to the WNBA looking for a roster spot. Griffith just so happened to be the type of player the W wanted from the jump. In 1999, her first year in the W, she was rebounding champion, steals champion, and she earned Defensive Player of the Year. Yo-Yo put all eyes on the Monarchs. She earned an All-Star nod her first year, named All-WNBA First Team, and was the WNBA's regular season MVP. The Monarchs weren't quite ready for the postseason yet, so she got some rest after a very successful introductory season to the WNBA. The Monarchs would get a little better each year, and while 1999 would be her best year stat-wise, she was still very, very dominant. The Monarchs were about 3rd or 4th in the league for about 3 years. The Comets and the Sparks made their runs before the Shock shocked the league, and the Storm grabbed their first championship. Strategically working on their roster since picking up Griffith, the Monarchs were ready to make their run. After losing to the Storm in 2004, they let Ruthie Bolton walk in free agency, retooling the team around Griffith and Tisha Penicheiro. The team was firing on all cylinders, powering through the season with a 25-9 record. They beat both the Sparks and the Comets to make it to the finals against the Sun. Yolanda Griffith would earn Finals MVP for her and the Monarchs' only championship run. This was such an earned moment for a dedicated basketball player, a great year even, as she won Russian Player of the Year in 2005 as well. With this type of journey, taking the road less traveled, splitting her professional career between the USA and Europe, being a part of a promising league and watching it fold, she just wouldn't stop going, couldn't stop being great. And she was rewarded by playing in front of her hometown, a championship trophy, and an MVP trophy to take home too. This type of perseverance and dedication is the main thing celebrated in sports, and I'm surprised she isn't mentioned more in women's basketball. She earned 2 Olympic gold medals for the US competing in 2000 and the 2004 games. She was named one of the top 10 players in WNBA history. She was inducted into the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame in 2014, her first year of eligibility. In 2021, she was inducted into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. So her name is etched in history and will not be forgotten, but I hope she continues to get her flowers now. Along with the Leslie, Swoops, and Birds, the average fan doesn't know her, and that's a shame, because Yolanda Griffith is basketball greatness.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, players.